3 stars. You got to write it down and believe it and make that a goal if you're going for it. With improvements here, we can cook food with the skill, discipline needed for 3 Michelin stars. I couldn't have imagined as a young chef setting up my own restaurant and going for it. Yeah, how things have worked out have been amazing, and the response to the Clove Club has been overwhelming. I'm from rainy Glasgow, and I didn't want to get a paper round cycling around in the rain, but I got a Saturday job in Fishmongers, working on school holidays and Saturdays. Mark Best, he was one of the other 3-hat restaurants in Sydney at the time, so I worked for him. Had a great time there, realised that everyone in Australia had all worked in London, so I went to Australia and realised I had to come back to get what they had to join the kitchen of Tom Aiken's, Elliston Street. I went to Japan with Endo-san. We went to a sushi restaurant and they made a sardine sushi. And like Europeans, I know sardines being quite strong tasting, oily fish. I was a bit worried. I thought, oh my God, am I gonna like this? The guy's there staring at us, willing us on to like his best pieces. I can't not like it, but I shouldn't have worried because it was the best thing I ate on that trip and the best thing I ate that year. So our first dish today is a sardine sashimi with a whiskey and sardine dashi broth. Okay, so the first step is scaling, degutting, and very quickly icing down and cleaning out the bloodline of the sardines. I've got Taryn here with me.
Hello.
Newly promoted sous chef Taryn Booth. Let's go. Scrape out any guts and chuck it into the ice water straight away. Sardines are an amazing product but deteriorate much faster than other things, so there's still, you can see inside, there's still a bloodline here. You want to clean that out. I'll squeeze hard down the bone and you will see blood come out at the end here, and you want to get rid of that straight away. It makes the fillets come out whiter and cleaner. So next up, we'll just take these out to drain. So I just have a quick dry again. So the next stages as we do them are to fillet the fish, pushing the knife through first by the tip to break the belly bones, then pulling it back the way. So now it's quite important step is that we are going to pin bone, and once we pin boned, we're going to put them back here onto the ice tray. It's really important to keep the tweezers dry. Okay, so we're going to get the stock cooking. That's going to give us a few minutes to let these get cold again on the skin side. We're going to make a white stock with kombu dashi, and we're going to add some whole sardines and these sardine bones. A teaspoon of salt, and that's us. So the next stage, important stage, peel off the paper skin. If they're getting cooked in any way, you can leave that on, it's fine, but because we're serving them raw, we need to take this off. Go with a paper on top again, and straight into the fridge to be very cold for service. To sardines, I'll also take some, put them into, process them the same, smoke them. Then I'm just gonna add one of these guys into the white sardine broth. We've got the sardine broth here, you can see the bones have gone white inside the pot, they're cooking out. Probably needs another 20 minutes. And I'm just gonna add one of these, broken in 3. We don't want the stock to boil. When doing our soup to go with the bite of the sardine, I thought of Scotland, and so we make the broth with whiskey. And in a kind of a nod to famous Scottish soup, Cullen Skink, we add a bit of cream, milk, tiny bit of butter. The purpose of this next step is to cut deeply through without going all the way through, so that you break any of those feather bones. So if there are any little pieces, they're not going to catch in your throat, they're broken down so it can be eaten. The prime piece we want to use in the middle, and we cut it to the same size as the potato chip it's going to go on. Then I'll just take a little bit from the shoulder here and cut it to go underneath to raise up the sardine. So you break open those beautiful cuts there. We're going to serve them with a potato chip inspired by thinking about Spain and sardines. Worcester sauce made into a mayonnaise. We've got English mustard. Then we've got the chopped chives and onions. They cut through the richness of the sardine. And then the key other element is a glaze that's made from chrysanthemum flowers. Salt's going on. It takes quite a lot of salt, being quite a large piece of raw fish. And then the most important thing, ginger. We used to put a large dollop in the middle, but we found it was nicer to give 2 smaller pieces on each side, one on each side, so that you can have the sardine in 2 bites. And then we have the soup going alongside it. And here we have my sardine sashimi dish, English mustard, chrysanthemum and ginger, with a whiskey and sardine broth. Every day you need to go, okay, this is it. We're making memories for people who are celebrating special occasions here.
We have the opportunity to interact with our guests in a way that maybe you wouldn't expect in the broader London food scene, which gives us tremendous amount of opportunity to create relationships with our guests. But at the same time, it's still fine dining. It's still an experience, and there has to be a very detailed, precise level of service for all of the guests that join us at the Clove Club.
The dish I'm doing now is gently warmed tuna belly with a walnut and black pepper condiment and a sauce based on barbejoans from Monaco. Now this dish came about because we started a small wild bluefin tuna fishery in the UK. That means the UK gave licenses and allowed bluefin tuna to be caught in the UK for the first time in 20 plus years. All I want to do is catch a flavour and essence of smoke. I don't want to cook the tuna. The important point now is just to drop a little oil so it catches a little bit of smoke. Now that doesn't work if you have 20 ripping hot coals. You drop a little oil on it, it'll just start a fire. We have our house soy sauce that has smoked oyster in it. It mixes with the fats of the tuna. Now to serve, we have a walnut and black pepper condiment. Not a paste, a coarsely crushed walnuts, orange zest brunoised and chopped in as well, and black peppers toasted and crushed. We have a little bit of grated daikon. That's the dish. And then at the table, we have the sauce made from the barbejoan filling. It is very simple, but there's a lot of work and a lot of thought gone in how many days we age the tuna, checking and rewrapping every day, how we make the condiment fresh by service, how much coals are on the barbecue. Here we have our gently warmed tuna belly with walnut, black pepper condiment, barbejoan sauce.
It is what feels like a big restaurant in name and stature, but it really is such a small, tight team. Working with Isaac closely for the past 7 years has been great. Being with the team to achieve 2 stars has been, a dream for me.
Rhys has been with us for 7 years. There's a transition period now. He's been promoted to head chef. Head chef Paul Quinn has been with us from day one, 12 years now. We're moving to the Basque Country, start a restaurant there. Paul's just going to support us while Rhys is taking over. It's nice to see Rhys getting that opportunity to step into that role and lead the kitchen. We have 2 great guys in the kitchen, 2 senior chef de parties, Taryn Booth and Alex Blair, both stepping up into sous chef roles.
Hi there. So right now I'm going to make our Loquat dessert. To start things off, we have a genoise. So this is a type of sponge cake that is cooked using like a meringue. We give it a dip in a Loquat syrup. So this is the syrup that we poach the fruit in to make the base for our sorbet. From here we have a custard. This is a Loquat custard. So this is made from using the kernels of the Loquat. We go with our Loquat sorbet. We go the Loquat sorbet. Make a little indent there. Here we have a tuile. This is a cracked tuile, so it's basically a mix of sugar, glucose isomalt that we caramelize, blend. We sift it into a stencil that gives it this nice round shape. This gets a dusting of a mix of popcorn and puffed amaranth. This is just to back those nutty flavors that we also get from the Loquat itself and the kernels. So now we finish with the Loquat foam. Again, this is an infusion with the kernels of the Loquat. So the idea here is to kind of play a little hide and seek. Very carefully. Going with the cracked tuile. And here we have our Loquat dessert.
In the immediate future, we are starting our own little farm, which is really exciting. Going to increase quality of vegetables in the kitchen and fruits. I'm really excited about that. And a few other bar valettes just opened across the road, and a few other things that I can't talk about right now, but there's some exciting things on the horizon.